Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs here on the channel. As always, if you have any thoughts about the playoffs, please feel free to let me know. Of course, the NBA playoffs actually begin this Saturday, but starting tonight, we'll have the play-in games. A lot of people call these playoff games. I don't. To me, if you're playing in a play-in game, then that means you're not currently in, so you're not a playoff team yet. But we'll have two play-in games tonight and two play-in games tomorrow night. Our four current play-in games, two on the eastern side and two on the western side. On the eastern side, we have the 7-seed Brooklyn Nets going up against the 8-seed Cleveland Cavaliers, and we'll have the 9-seed Atlanta Hawks taking on the 10-seed Charlotte Hornets, and the Hornets have said that Gordon Hayward will not play in the play-in game, so in my opinion, things look really good for the Hawks in the play-in game. Over on the western side, we have the 7-seed Minnesota Timberwolves versus the 8-seed Los Angeles Clippers, and the Clippers have said that if they advance to the second round of the playoffs, Kawhi Leonard might be back. And then we also have the 9-seed New Orleans Pelicans versus the 10-seed San Antonio Spurs. And I just cannot explain to you, cannot describe to you, cannot find enough words to put out there how upset and depressed I am that LeBron James and the Lakers did not make the playoffs. I lose sleep every single night just thinking about the fact that the Lakers are not in the playoffs. As far as the seeds go, over on the western side, the top three seeds this year were the Suns, Grizzlies, and Warriors at the end of the regular season. Over on the eastern side, the top three seeds were the Heat, the Bucks, and the Celtics, but we know that seeding does not mean anything. I just wanted to go ahead and tell everyone who the top three seeds are in the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. With the play-in games, we'll have two coming up tonight and two coming up tomorrow night. On the Eastern side, tonight's play-in game will be the Nets and the Cavaliers, and the Western side's play-in game tonight will be the Timberwolves and the Clippers, and then tomorrow night will be the Hawks and the Hornets and the Pelicans and the Spurs. The Pelicans have played so much better since they got C.J. McCollum. Had they had him the entire year, they may have finished 500 this year. But in case you do not know exactly how the play-in games work, the 7-seed Nets and the 8-seed Cavaliers, after their game tonight, the winner of that game is the 7-seed in the Eastern Conference, and the loser of that game plays the winner of the Hawks and the Hornets, and the winner of that game is the 8-seed in the Eastern Conference. In the same way, over on the Western side, the 7-seed Timberwolves play the 8-seed Clippers, and the winner of that game will be the 7-seed, and the loser of that game will play the winner of the Pelicans and Spurs, and the winner of that game will be the 8-seed in the Western Conference. And as I said, after all the play-in games are all said and done, the actual playoffs will begin this Saturday. And hopefully I'm wrong. Not that I really care, because I don't have a dog in the fight, because it will not be the Pelicans. But I think right now the NBA Finals is going to be a rematch of last year. And the reason why I say I hope not is because unless you're a fan of the Suns or a fan of the Bucks, you don't want to see the same two teams you saw last year, even though the NBA Finals, in my opinion, were great last year. But Giannis, to me, looks even more unstoppable than he was last year. And if he continues to shoot so good from the outside, I just don't see how anybody's going to stop him. That's been his downfall. his first few years in the NBA is, yeah, he's great, but if he was more than 12 feet from the basket, he couldn't make it. But he's actually shooting the ball a little better, even from the outside. And until somebody, anybody shows me they can stop Giannis on a consistent basis, as long as he's healthy, I'm going to pick the Bucks. And over on the western side, everybody thinks it's the Warriors because they've got Curry and Thompson. And if both those guys play, the Warriors are great. But it seems like every single game now, either one of them is hurt or one of them is playing at about 75%. So it's very rare to see Curry and Thompson both playing and both playing 100%. So because of that, I just don't trust the Warriors. And to me, the Grizzlies rely too much on Ja Morant. And I just don't think he's going to be able to put up 50 points every single night in the playoffs. And unless he puts up 40 plus every single night, I just don't think the Grizzlies can win. So I think it's going to be the Suns and the Bucks again, but we'll find out. Hopefully, I'll be wrong, only because, like I said, unless you're a fan of either the Suns or the Bucks, you don't want to see the same two teams you saw last year again. Any thoughts on the NBA playoffs? Please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. Today, I started an argument with my wife while riding in an elevator. I was wrong on so many levels. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.